everybody, welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count. I'm War Machine MJ, second place champion and the face of the 3 Count Mafia. And today I'll be talking about 205 Live and Smackdown. I'm sorry, Friday Night Smackdown. I was about to say Smackdown Live, but that doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, we kick off the show with 205 Live, where we kicked off 205 Live with an announcement from Drake Maverick. First of all, congratulating all the members of the 205 Live roster that got drafted. Akira Tozawa, Drew Gulak, Humberto Carrillo, the Lucha House Party, and of course, the Big Cheese himself. He also said he struck a deal with William Regal, and talents that are under 205 will start appearing on 205 Live. So who knows who we're going to get, which is code for we totally know who we're going to get. Anyway, that being said, moving on to in-ring action, we kicked off the show with Brian Kendrick taking on Gentleman Jack Gallagher. Now, these two have beef going back a good ways into last month, where Kendrick viciously beat Gallagher with a kendo stick and then turned his attention to Akira Tozawa. And of course, Brian Kendrick coming off the heels of his controversial victory against Akira Tozawa in the no disqualification match. These two, of course, beat the crap out of each other. But while towards the finish, Gallagher struggled with the decision of cracking Kendrick with a kendo stick. And while he was grappling with that decision, Kendrick hit sliced bread number 2 for the win. Next, we had the Singh brothers taking on the team of Justin Alexander and Justin Morris. Of course, the Singh brothers won. Nobody cares about the Singh brothers. Afterwards, we got a video package hyping up Angel Garza to 205 Live. Yeah, who saw that coming? Next, in the main event, we had triple threat action as Tony Nese took on Arya Daivari and, of course, Oney Lorcan. Now, this was a really fun match. Both guys giving it their all. There were several spots in the match where Daivari and Nese teamed up to take on Oney Lorcan. Of course, we got that famous Oney Lorcan fire-up. But in the end, it was the premier athlete who managed to put away Oney Lorcan with a sunset driver for the victory. Afterwards, Tony Nese congratulated Leo Rush for his hard-fought victory over Drew Gulak, and said he's going to be personally welcoming him when he returns next week, and he's going to do whatever it takes to take that title. That's it for 205 Live, which I'm surprised it's not a part of the NXT division, but whatever. We move on to Smackdown Live, aka the first Smackdown post-draft. And since the draft started last week and ended this past Monday, everything was for the better. We kicked off the show with Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura and, of course, Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against Big Dog Roman Reigns. And this was a pretty decent affair. Towards the stretch, however, King Corbin got involved, smacking Roman with the scepter, and of course all hell broke loose between Shinsuke Nakamura, King Corbin, and Roman Reigns when Daniel Bryan would make the save, turning the odds in Roman's favor. However, it wouldn't last for long as Sami Zayn successfully distracted Daniel Bryan enough for Nakamura to hit Daniel Bryan with a Kinshasa. Afterwards, it was announced that there would be a tag team match to close out the show, as Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan took on King Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura. Next, we had Shorty Gable taking on Curtis Axel of the B Team. Of course, he beats Curtis Axel handedly. Who saw that one coming? After the match, however, Shorty Gable, it's going to be hard saying that, rechristened himself as Shorty G. And somewhere Rodimus is pissed about that. Anyway, next we had 8-man tag team action as The New Day and Heavy Machinery took on Dolph Ziggler and Rob Roode, and of course the Friday night SmackDown tag team champions, The Revival. So yeah. This was a fun match. Of course, you got New Day in the match, so it's going to be fun/good. And Heavy Machinery are on the up and up. However, it was the team of New Day and Heavy Machinery who got the victory, but this alliance won't last long because at Crown Jewel is the world's greatest tag team turmoil match. Basically, if you don't know what tag team turmoil is, it's a gauntlet match for tag teams. It's going to be all the tag teams on the Raw and SmackDown brands as they compete to find out who is the best in the world. As if Crown Jewel matters. It doesn't, by the way. Alright, I said I was going to call it Clown Jewel. Yes, Clown Jewel. Clown Jewel doesn't matter. Speaking of Clown Jewels and doesn't matter, we got a Skype call from Hulk Hogan's dumbass in his dumbass store down in dumbass Florida. Which, fun fact, when me and Rod went down to Orlando and ate at the Denny's there, we were actually across the street from Hulk Hogan's shop. I resisted every urge not to go over and spit on the sign. Anyway, Hulk Hogan basically said, "Let me tell you, brother, Seth Rollins is no longer team captain. His minds are elsewhere. I'm going to pick a new team captain. But I'm going to round out my team anyway, so, aside from the team captain, it's now the team of Ricochet, Rusev, Shorty G, and Ali." So yeah, they would announce the captain later on. Whoop-de-doo, nobody cares, Hulk Hogan, go away. Permanently. Next was something much more consequential, as we had Miz TV with special guest Smackdown Women's Champion Bayley, and of course Sasha Banks, the unannounced guest, where Miz basically dug deep to find out what made Bayley do what she did last week. And of course, Miz inferred that Bayley was doing it, because she was tired of being in Sasha's shadow, which Sasha took that up as an opportunity to bring up draft picks to the Miz, basically saying, weren't you picked fifth round or whatever bullshit went on. Oops, I was trying to keep it clean. Whoopsies. Bull crap. There we go. Of course, Miz is like, yeah, you got a point, but, first, fifth, first, it doesn't matter. I didn't have to go through a drastic change just to get people to like me. Ooh, pot shots. Oh, no, I didn't have to go through a drastic change just to be relevant. So Bayley got down to the got down to the deep, dirty, disgusting truth. She was tired of being defined as, just childlike, essentially. And she decided enough was enough and it was time for a change. Not my words, the words of Owen Hart. Anyway, so yeah, she hacked up her Bayley buddies, hacked up her ponytail, and got the haircut that lets her see a manager. So yeah, gone are the days of happy, huggy, smiling Bayley. And now is the days of the pessimistic Bayley who left the crowd with one bit of motivation or one bit of wisdom, and that was life sucks, then you die. Some real Rick and Morty logic right there. Afterwards, came out Nikki Cross, who basically said Bayley used to stand for a whole lot of things back down in NXT. Everybody loved Bayley, and now she's changed. So when she wins the six-pack challenge, oh, by the way, there's a six-pack challenge, she's going to make sure to go over there and give Bayley a big, fat hug. I won't lie. I'd love a hug from Nikki Cross. But then again, hugs are my thing. I love hugs. Anyway, we had, before the commercial, we also had a promo from Dana Brooke. She's getting a little bit more comfortable on the mic, and she's calling herself the Flex Appeal, which I can dig it. Give me a shovel, I can dig it. Anyway, we had said six-pack challenge as Nikki Cross took on Dana Brooke, who took on Lacey Evans, who took on Carmella, who took on Mandy Rose, and took on Sonya Deville. I'm not saying the team name because they were actually opponents in this match. Yeah, this was a fantastic six-pack challenge. I haven't seen a bad six-pack challenge. Anyway, in the end, it was Nikki Cross who got the win. She will face Bayley sometime down the line. Next was, I got conflicting feelings about this next segment, even though I didn't see it. Yeah, I had paused the Hulu live stream of it. Take a shower, came back to rewind, and rewinded it to see what I missed, and I missed this part. But hearing about it, I got conflicted feelings. So Braun Strowman came out there, basically a tune-up for his match against Tyson Fury at Clown Jewel. Whoop-de-doo. And, yeah, he was going up against Drew Gulak. That's how they debut him. Anyway, he came out there with, to try and give Braun Strowman some ideas on how to beat the Gypsy King with the return of his PowerPoint presentation. Of course, the Monster Among Men wanted no business with this and put Drew Gulak to bed. Yeah. I'm conflicted because they shouldn't job out Drew Gulak like this. He is a masterclass. He's a fantastic talent. On the other hand, he's also gold on the mic. So, I'm kind of conflicted there. Anyway, next we had our main event. It's Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan took on Shinsuke Nakamura and Baron Corbin. And on our way to work, I was telling Malcolm that, or Mainstream, that, wow, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins really have swapped positions. I mean, a couple of years ago, we were just dogging on Roman, no pun intended, because he was oversaturated. He had crap promos. He was improving in the ring, but he was just way too forced. And Seth Rollins, we liked him despite him being, an absolute crap heel. But now we kind of flipped it. We hate Seth Rollins because he's a terrible face. Not to mention he's also oversaturated, and we like Roman Reigns because he's undersaturated. I think he's shaking off the kind of, oh, we like you because you beat your cancer, which still, that's congratulations, but I think the fan appreciation towards Roman Reigns has shifted, which it's better because eventually that whole, oh, he beat cancer thing was going to run its course. Anyway, yeah, him and Daniel Bryan took on the king of strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura, and the king of the ring, King Corbin. This was a bang up match. Of course, we've said Baron Corbin's an underrated talent. Shinsuke Nakamura, one of the best in the world. Daniel Bryan, an absolute masterclass. And Roman Reigns, well, you heard my feelings for it. In the end, however, it was Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns who got the win. So I can be on board with Roman being the top guy on Smackdown while Brock's got the belt. So, yeah, that's how we closed out Smackdown. Next week is the Go Home to Clown Jewel. As if anybody really cares about Clown Jewel. Anyway, I believe they said they're going to have Hogan and Flair on the Go Home Smackdown to Clown Jewel. I know they're going to be on the Go Home to Raw, on the Go Home episode of Raw, which, once again, who the hell cares about Hogan and Flair's Clown Jewel? Oh yeah, speaking of that, Roman Reigns was named team captain. No surprise there. So yeah, again, no surprise. So with that being said, plug time. If you hate Rod's face but miss his opinions, he has a podcast. Prime Talk with Rodimus Prime, on the Castbox app, where he talks all sorts of sports, including the Auburn Tigers' dominant win over Arkansas. There we go. Yeah. And of course, you know us. Like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at 3 Count Mafia. And of course, I am always the face of the 3 Count Mafia and the greatest second place champion, United States of War Machine MJ. And I will see you guys next time.